Hello everyone, welcome to the Mind Over Muscle Movement Tip of the Week. And today is less of a move or a stretch as opposed to helping you figure out if your footwear is allowing your foot to move in the way that it is capable of moving. So today we're going to talk about specifically, is your shoe big enough for your foot? All right, so what I did is I actually traced the outline of my foot. So I did it with a pencil. You don't have to make it with a marker like this, but this is my left foot. I also spread my toes here. As I did this, toes can spread just like your fingers can. So I spread my toes here. Toes actually should be the widest part of your foot, not the ball of the foot. Fun fact. So then from here, if you're unsure if your shoes are big enough, if your shoe, like this shoe here, it's like a tennis shoe. It has an insert in the bottom of it. So I'm going to pull this insert out and lay it over my footprint. So hopefully there's no, if your shoe doesn't have an insert, the insert makes it easier. But if your shoe doesn't have an insert, then you'll simply, like if it's a fitted shoe, you can just like set it over the top of it and kind of look. You can eyeball it a little bit. But make sure, because most shoes, this is what your foot is resting on. So if it's wider here on this part, underneath this, then you want to measure based on what your foot is resting on, not the bulkiness at the bottom of the shoe. So that's one. I also have another one just so you can see. This one is a boot. So I have a feeling that these boots are, when I bought them, they fit, but I have since worked on toe spreading and widening out my toe. So I have a feeling that these boots aren't big enough anymore for me. And I'm right. So my foot is too big. My toes can spread too much, and so I know this shoe is limiting what my foot is capable of, because when your toes are smushed together or smushed because it might be too small in the front, this is a great way to test kids' shoes, by the way, then it impacts how your foot is able to work when you're walking. So your shoe greatly impacts the ability of the toes and the other joints of the feet. You have 33 joints from the ankle below in one foot. So you have a ton of potential movement, and our shoes can often limit that and impact everything all the way up, because our feet are our foundation. So I encourage you to make and right feet are different sizes than the left foot. So I would encourage you to check out both and see if your shoes are actually big enough for you. And maybe you can't make changes right now with what your shoes are if you notice that almost all your shoes are too small for your foot to function properly. You can make small changes, but it'll start bringing you awareness like, oh, my foot can't work the way it's meant to work, and it's not necessarily the exercises I'm doing or the lack of stuff I'm doing. It's the environment that your foot is seeing every single day. So let me know how that goes. I'd love to hear if this impacts how you feel about your shoe collection, or kind of like, oh, I already knew that my shoes weren't big enough. Let me know, and let me know how I can support you too as you're figuring out how to get into shoes that feel good. All right, have a great day, and I will see you next week.